Munir vivakshu bhagavad gunanam. Munir vivakshu bhagavad gunanam. Sakapite bharatamaha krishnaha. Yasmin nrinam gramya sukhanuvade. Ati grihita nu harer kathayam. Munihi, the sage, Vivakshuhu, describe Bhagavat, of the personality of Godhead, Gunanam, transcendental qualities, Sakha, friend, Api, also, Te, your, Bharatam, Mahabharata, Aha, as described, Krishnaha, Krishna the Payana Vyasa, Yasmin, in which, Nirnam, of the people, Gramya, worldly, Sukha Anuvade, pleasure derived from mundane topics, Matihi, attention, Grihitanu, just to draw toward, Harehe, of the Lord, Kathayam, speeches of. Your friend, the great sage Krishna Dapayana Vyasa, has already described the transcendental qualities of the Lord in great work, the Mahabharata. But the whole idea is to draw the attention of the mass of people to Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, through their strong affinity for hearing mundane topics. Your friend, the great sage Krishna Dapayana Vyasa, has already described the transcendental qualities of the Lord in his great work, the Mahabharata. But the whole idea is to draw the attention of the mass of people to Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, through their strong affinity for hearing mundane topics. Hare Krishna, Savita Namay, Mataji, you like to read?
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The great sage Krishna Dvapyana Vaisa is the author of all Vedic literature, of which his works Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata are very popular readings. As stated in Bhagavatam, Srila Vaisya Deva compiled the Mahabharata for less intelligent class of men who take more interest in mundane topics than in the philosophy of life. The Vedanta Sutra was compiled for persons already above the mundane topics, who might already have tasted the bitterness of so-called happiness of mundane affairs. The first aphorism of Vedanta Sutra is Athato Brahma Jignasya, that is, only when one has finished the business of mundane inquiries in the marketplace of sense gratification can one make relevant inquiries regarding Brahman, the transcendence. Those persons who are busy with mundane inquiries which fill the newspaper and other such literatures are classified as Sitra, Sudra, Dvija, Bandhus, or women, the labor class and unworthy sons of higher classes. Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, such less intelligent men cannot understand the purpose of Vedanta Sutra. Although they may make a show of studying the sutras in a perverted way, the real purpose of Vedanta Sutra is explained by the author himself in Srimad Bhagavatam. And anyone trying to understand Vedanta Sutra without reference to Srimad Bhagavatam is certainly misguided. Such misguided persons who are interested in the mundane affairs of philanthropic and altruistic work under the misconception of body as a self would better take advantage of the Mahabharata, which was specifically compiled by Srila Vaisadeva for their benefit. The great author has compiled the Mahabharata in such a way that the less intelligent class of men who are more interested in mundane topics may read the Mahabharata with great relish, and in the course of such mundane happiness can also take advantage of Bhagavad Gita. The preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam or the Vedant Sutra, Srila Vaisadev had no interest in writing a history of mundane activities other than to give less intelligent persons a chance of transcendental realization through Bhagavad Gita. Vidura's reference to the Mahabharata indicates that he had heard of the Mahabharata from Vaisadev, his real father, while he was away from home and was touring the place of pilgrimage. Hare Krishna.
While he was away from when touring the places of pilgrimage. His real father is Vyasadeva. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Mate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshai Shunyavadi Ashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Munir Vivaksho Bhagavad Gunanham Sakapite Bharatamaha Krishnaha Yasmin Nanam Gramya Sukhanuvadai Matirgrihitanu Harer Katayam. Your friend, the great sage Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, has already described transcendental quality to the Lord in his great work, the Mahabharata. But the whole idea to draw attention of the mass of people to Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, through the strong affinity for hearing mundane topics. So generally people have, what is their appetite? Just like tamasic person, you give him meat, he will have big, voracious appetite. And sattvic person will not be able to touch it, look at it also. A reaction should occur. Tamasic person, you give a bottle of liquor, will drink. Sattvic person will say, what is this? There should be a reaction. Right? Sattvic person goes to a very clean place, he likes. He goes to a dirty place, what is this? Why it is dirty? He doesn't like. There should be a reaction. Then we know which mode we are in. So similarly, whenever we are free, therefore, person is known by what is his hobby. When you are free, what are we doing? Generally, we are not drinking parodharma. We are all drinking other dharmas, cheating dharmas. So-called upadharmas like altruism, philanthropy, लोगों को मदद करो, भूखे को खाना खिला दिया, किसी को क्यों कर दिया, वो कर दिया, वही लोग पूरे दिन गधों की तरह बात करते हैं. उसको करना है तो आपको गीता भागवत समझनी है, क्योंकि गीता भागवत इस प्लेटफॉर्म में है ही नहीं. अर्जुन भी तो रो रहा था, मेरे दादाजी, मेरे गुरु जी. कृष्ण जी बिल्कुल भी उस चीज को इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिया. क्या है मोह माया, मेरे दादाजी मेरे गुरु. So, मगरमच्छ के आंसू. अर्जुन रो नहीं. ऐसा Krishna did not reply like that. Arjun, don't cry. He did not even look at those tears. एक शब्द नहीं बोला, why you are crying? गधा. Anarayushtam. Arjuna, you are behaving like an uncivilized person. Aswargam. Akirtikaram Arjuna. This will make you infamous. This will not lead to anything good. This is only going to take you down. Why you are behaving like this, Arjuna? This kind of words Krishna uses, strong words, so that to take him to spirituality. So whole Mahabharata is full of these kind of sequences of politics, morality, this, that. It's transcendental literature because Krishna is there. But overall, that's why people want to see that serious, because all full of all emotions, But even by that, you can learn a lot of things. You can learn a lot of values. But the whole Mahabharata becomes beautiful because in that, Bhagavad Gita is there. But TV serial is no use. Serial itself is so bad presentation of the Lord's pastime. Bhagavad Gita is like lowest of the lowest. What they speak is like horrible, horror it is. Such nonsense they speak in the name of Gita. A person should be ashamed actually what they do. They should think 10 times. Bhagavad Gita is a sacred scripture. And who am I to speak on it? है ना? 10 बारी सोचना चाहिए. चलो महाभारत तो तुमने बना दिया, उसमें भी तुमने सब नाश सर्वनाश कर दिया. गीता तो नहीं बोलो ना कम से कम. वेरी सेक्रेट लिटरेचर है. तुमको क्या किसने ज्ञान दिया गीता का? ऐसा मजाक है क्या? जो सोच लिया, जो मना गया, बोल दिया गीता के नाम पे. ऐसे ही नाटक चल रहा है आजकल. You go to market, 1,000 editions of Gita, there are thousands of them. How can you write on it? What authority do you have to write on Bhagavad Gita? Is anybody trained you? Just like when you give a medicine to somebody, they say, जब तक का doctor का degree नहीं हो, you cannot recommend a medicine to somebody. Because you do not know, you may give a wrong medicine. So similarly, you are giving an explanation of Gita. What is the authority? Who has trained you? है ना? नहीं, there is no authority, there is no training, and you please be careful. Also, इसका तो the value will go away. Such a sacred word Bhagavad Gita is. And we should be very careful, but nobody is careful. Everything has become khichdi now. So anyway, so don't waste your time. I request really with all the nonsense TV serial. Do you learn physics by watching TV serial? Cheater and the cheated. You are fit to be cheated, and their cheaters come. True, as spiritualists, we should be also compassionate. We should understand anyway people want to be cheated. So try to save them from getting cheated. So we should make better Mahabharata serial. But we have no time. Correct? Yeah, we are teaching Bhagavad Dharma. And Bhagavad Dharma is much ahava than Mahabharata. Same narration, same pastime you can read from Bhagavad and Mahabharata. Different narration. Same activity. Whole objective is different. Bhagavatam, the objective is very clear, to give you Paro Dharma. That is why Vedavyasa, after writing all the Vedic literature, including Mahabharata, himself was not satisfied. So how you will be satisfied? He was in trouble after writing all Upanishads and Vedas and Mahabharata. You will also be in trouble only. Suppose the speaker is not happy, how can the hearer be happy? Not possible. So when the writer itself is in trouble, how can the hearer be in trouble? May not be peaceful. He is also in trouble. So therefore, we have been focused. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has focused us to focus on Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Gita is Krishna Katha because spoken by Krishna, and Bhagavatam is Krishna Katha about Krishna. So that is where we focus. We don't waste our time or other. We don't have time. Basically. Sometimes people say, "Oh, can I read Mahabharata? Can I read Ramayana?" I ask them, where is the time for it? Bhagavad Gita itself, now we are doing systematic study. 1.5 years it is taking to teach and study, understand. And similarly, Bhagavatam study will take 10 years. And that has to be done 6 times. We have time in this life. We don't have time in this life for that. Correct? Then Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. That also you have to study line by line, verse by verse. Whole life there is no time. Instead of ये भी मेरे को मालूम होने का, वो भी मालूम होने का, don't get lost into that. They say we should know something of everything and everything of something. Okay, who has written the book? What is the main thing? That's all. Okay. You have to become everything you want to know, then become jack of all trades. You'll not know any book properly. Suppose we say, no, Prabhupada would have said, he's an Acharya. Prabhupada, when he left the world, he said, I've completed my job. Peacefully left the world. But then Prabhupada could have given commentation on Mahabharata also, on Ramayana also, all the Upanishads also. Why only Gita Bhagavatam? What is the reason? There is a reason for it. The reason is that there is no time for people to study all this. Then what people will do? Summary padhenge. Just like some people are reading only summary study of Bhagavatam. They don't read Bhagavatam full given a problem. Maybe they want some shortcut. Waste. The morning video just to attract you to study. You have to study the Bhagavatam books. There is no shortcut possible. We have to study. So had Prabhupada done that, given you Ramayana also, Mahabharata also, all Upanishads also, the problem would have been you would have no time to study all these books. Already what Prabhupada has given will take you many lifetimes to study. Therefore, he has given what is needed. Acharya is Purna. Is Purna, complete. Particularly Acharya to the level of Srila Prabhupada is Purna. Nobody has to complete him. He is complete in himself. Krishna is Purna, and great Acharya like Prabhupada are also Purna. What is needed? Prabhupada says, what you need to go back to Krishna, I have given you. Purna. Not that some instruction or somebody has to help. No, not needed. Whatever you need to go back to Godhead, I have given you. Correct? So all we have to do is read Prabhupada's books properly. No, I wish Ramayana I could have some stories I can tell. Because you are a joker, no? Joker means his business is to entertain people. His business is not to give Krishna consciousness. Because we are jokers, we want to entertain people. I would have read some stories of the Mahabharata. Yeah, because you are a joker. You want to be a joker or you want to be a preacher, you have to decide. Joker means you will not be able to actually make people devotee because you yourself will not become sincere. Sincere means, Prabhupada used to say, if I would have written one book, you just study that book. That's a sincere disciple. Prabhupada himself says. Prabhupada is very important. Who has translated? These are not jokes. Scripture translation. When Prabhupada is leaving the world, they ask him, Srila Prabhupada, can we translate more books? Prabhupada said, it is not ABCD work. Please read that conversation. It is not ABCD work. You need realizations. Correct? Thoda Sanskrit सीख ले translate करे, it's no use. You need realizations. That is translation. To produce scripture is not easy. Ordinary jiva cannot produce scripture. Correct? We read Bhagavad Gita as it is, we worship that book because it is from a pure devotee. To produce scripture of that standard is not a joke. You have to be empowered by the Lord. Therefore, Prabhupada books have a very unique place in our movement. The words coming from our great Acharya. Realize word. Prabhupada says, these books are my transcendental ecstasies. We cannot speak on that. We can understand. We can give teak on Prabhupada books. So Prabhupada explaining like that, just like what is this class? It can be recorded and even printed. That's okay. But we cannot say we can write scripture. Scripture is different. It is not to the same standard. Okay. So Mahabharata is there. Definitely it's a Vedic literature, but not to the standard of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is Nigama Dharma Projita Kaitavasra Parmo Nirmasaranam Satam. This is for people who are totally free from any envy for another living entity. And who is that? Paramhamsas. Only Paramhamsa is free from envy. Why? Because he has no material desire. When you have no material desire, there is no envy. How? Yes, no. Envy starts when you have material desire. I want a big car. Somebody else has a big car. मेरे को बड़ा मोबाइल चाहिए. उसके बाद बड़ा मोबाइल है. We become envious. That's how this world is. Envy comes when you have desire. Moment you develop material desire, you lose your simplicity. जैसे ही दिल में भौतिक इच्छा आती है, भक्त अपनी सरलता खो देता है. फिर कपटी बन जाता है. तो बोलता कुछ है, मन में कुछ है और सोचता कुछ है ना? उसको कुछ चाहिए. जब उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए, भक्त बहुत शांत रहता है, खुश रहता है. जब उसको भौतिक इच्छा आई, भक्ति नष्ट हो जाती है. It's a great, sad, unfortunate thing. Then he becomes attracted to all this. So for the less intelligent, Stri Shudra Dvijit Bandho Nam Tahi Me Shita Gochara. The shloka is there in the first canto. Why he compiled? For three kind of people. Three, not devotee Sri, general Sri, they are more attached to ornaments. Decoration में इनके 2 घंटे लग जाते हैं. लिपस्टिक लगाना है, पेंट लगाना है चेहरे में, चूड़ियाँ पहनना है. Therefore, Sri, too much attached to their own body and the looks. नाखून पेंट करना है. A woman who's focused, obsessed with that, on too much attached to the children, too much attached to the family, too much attached to the house, that becomes a disqualification for spiritual life. Generally, women will rajasic, tamasic. But those who become devotee, that doesn't apply to them. Why? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mami partava bhashatya tepishu papayo nayaha striya vesha tata shudra tepi yanti param gatim. Anybody who takes my shelter can achieve supreme destination. So these are all material considerations, three. But if somebody is spiritually strong, it's not a concern. Therefore, three is referred to general three, who has not become spiritually serious. Shudra, the laborer class of people, who are not at all interested in spiritual life. That's the definition of Shudra. Shudra means always crying. Why crying? For material effect. Brahmana matlab, Brahmana janati iti Brahma. Brahma bhuta prasannatma is always smiling. That's the Brahmana. Always crying is Shudra. That is Shudra. Brahmana means always happy and satisfied. So three, material has three. Shudra, who is also totally absorbed in material affairs. Dvijabandhu. When he says the word three Shudra, Dvijabandhu. Dvijabandhu means who has Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, because these three are trained in the Vedic culture. The Gurukul is only for Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Shudra is rejected from the Gurukul. Why? Oh, job, that's the job. Just like in temple, when somebody is crying, it's a job. The person should be happy. Right? Susukam kartum vayam. Devotee is always happy. Correct? Brahma bhuta prasannatma, always happy. There is one more shloka. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha. To understand Bhagavan, you should be very joyful. Even in Swarga, you cannot stay sad. Sad means they get out. Swarga, they are enjoying. Sad there also. Go to Prithviloka. There is only enjoyment there. Mental enjoyment, not spiritual. And Vaikuntha, to forget. Vaikuntha is full of spiritual happiness. Okay? Devaloka is punya, lot of sattva. So there is also material happiness, not spiritual happiness. On earth, there is material and happiness also, material happiness also. Because of that, it is very easy to progress spiritual life on earth. Even Devatas pray to be born on earth to practice in spiritual life. Because too much of material happiness makes a person intoxicated. Lot of wealth, you become very comfortable. Correct? You get a lot of satisfaction. Then you cannot pray to the Lord feelingly. So to make people advance in Krishna consciousness, earth is best place. And in earth, Bharat Bhumi, full of holy places, great sages. So to progress in spiritual life, therefore, we need to, earth is very wonderful. So some suffering is there, it is welcome, no problem. Vipada tantu sashasha, always. Okay. So three Shudra Dvijabandhu now. Dvijabandhu means people who are born in so-called Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya family, but have no qualifications of that order. Brahma Bandhu. When Ashwatthama killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, he is called Brahma Bandhu. He is unfit to be called a Brahmana. He is not done. Uncivilized work of killing innocent child in sleep. Not good. Brahma Bandhu. And Shukadeva Goswami appeared in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj. At that time, Parikshit Maharaj said, I don't know why you have come. I am not even qualified to be Kshatriya. Kshatriya Bandhu. Use the word Kshatriya Bandhu. I am a relative of a Kshatriya, but I am not a Kshatriya. Just like your father is a doctor. You can say my father is a doctor, but you cannot say you're a doctor. Correct? I am related to a doctor. I am related to a Brahmana. Brahma Bandhu. So indirectly, why we are saying, it's a very polite way of saying you're not Brahmana. If you're a Brahmana, I would say, hey Brahmana. Hey Brahma Bandhu means you're a relative of Brahmana, but you're not qualified to be a Brahmana. Indirectly. It's a gentleman way of saying you're unqualified Brahmana. Hey Brahma Bandhu is an insult actually. That means you're not qualified Brahmana. Kshatriya Bandhu, Vaishya Bandhu, three Shudra, Dvija Bandhu na. Dvija Bandhu means he is related to Dvijas, but has actually no qualification. For these people, these kind of varieties of people, all these TV serials are very attractive. Because they are spiritually not awakened. We can see, can you keep our eyes away when TV serials operate? And if you are not able to keep away, that means you are not spiritually advanced. For such kind of people, Vedavyasa wrote Mahabharata. Dishum, dishum, this happened, that happened. Ah, very nice, very attractive. And in that, he kept Bhagavad Gita. So when you're hearing all that tamasha, and then you hear Bhagavad Gita, oh. But TV, everything is rubbish. The whole narration of Mahabharata is very badly done. The Lord is not even worshipped, who is the main character. People, after reading Mahabharata, they get a picture that all had fallen. कौरव तो बुरे थे मालूम है, लेकिन पांडव के दूध के दूल्हे दूल्हे नहीं थे. Such a horrible presentation, horror. After this, who will worship Krishna? They get doubts about Krishna. Correct? It's actually it is sinful activity what they do. They think they are doing they are distributing nectar, but actually they are distributing poison and killing spiritual life of people. They are thinking they are Mohini Murti, but actually they are Putana. They're thinking they are Mohini Murti, but actually they are Putana. They're doing work of Putana. And therefore Prabhupada says, these Vedic literatures are written to save people from being unfortunate victims of the nonsense TV serials. What are they? Unfortunate victims of nonsense TV serials. Because they heard from a wrong place and totally get confused about spiritual life. That is their contribution. True, it's not that we can undo their nonsense work, but a lot of work they create for us, unnecessary work. Okay? So in this way we can understand. So less intelligent class of men, they take interest there because those are intelligent class of men. Rasika bhuvi bhavu kaha. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. This Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of the Vedic literature. Shukamukad amritadav samata. It has come from the mouth of Shukamuni. It is like nectar. Pibata Bhagavata rasamale. Oh, please drink Bhagavata rasa. Oho, muhu, rasika bhuvi bhavaka. Oh, great person. You are a drinker expert in drinking rasa. Drink Bhagavata rasa. Don't drink all these lower rasas. Okay? So that is what the instruction is coming. So Vedanta Sutra was compiled for people who are above mundane topics. Vedanta Sutra, essence of all the Vedas, essence of all the Upanishads is there in Vedanta Sutra. Okay? And Vedanta Sutra is sutras, I had to explain to you, more than 500 sutras. They explain in summary the whole Vedas. So you say, Atata Brahma Jigyasa is the first Vedanta Sutra. Now let us inquire. So we are also setting up a virtual university now. Krishna Grace Mandevali Physical University. Entrance should be Atata Brahma Jigyasa. Please ask questions. Prabhupada says we should not go to Guru if we do not have a question. What's the use? You don't have an ear to hear and don't have a mouth to ask questions. What is the use? Nowadays, children get admitted to college. Nobody wants to study, at least in the college time. They are there to exploit knowledge, not to serve knowledge. Even academic knowledge has some value. There is some tattva in that. They are not interested to learn anything. They are there to make girlfriends. They are there to drink, learn how to drink. And they are there to show their big bikes to each other. All nonsense, rubbish. And what teachers, it is a horror how to hold the class attention. Those who are teaching profession, they know hardly 10 to 20% people want to hear what is there in the class. The rest are just passing time. Very, very difficult to teach. Their atmosphere. Atat Brahma Jigyasa. So, why there is no Jigyasa? Say, I join medical college. I don't want to know how the body functions, how the diseases come. What am I doing there? Horror for the teacher to teach such a person. How to teach him? He's not interested. Correct? We just give fear of exam or something and make him cram and do, but he doesn't want to learn. Correct? That's the reality of modern day education. They want to exploit knowledge. That they're attracted, that they get big doctor's degree, then they can sit in the clinic and make a lot of money and enjoy. That is what their purpose is. They're not per se interested in that knowledge. They want to use that knowledge. That's why scientists also, they want to exploit the truth. They want to take advantage. Therefore, truth per se, truth personified, Krishna doesn't come in front. Sometimes we wonder, we are also trying to know the truth. The scientists are also trying to know the truth. Why do the scientists don't even understand even mind? They forget body, forget God, forget soul. Even they cannot understand the difference between mind and body. They are confused. They don't even agree mind exists separate from the brain. So for them, soul, mind, everything is the brain only. Why they have been cheated like that? Because they are fit to be cheated. Why? Actually, they don't want to know the truth. Prabhupada explains, like Brahma was born. Brahma also did not know anything. But very sincerely, he wanted to know the truth. Therefore, Krishna personally appeared and taught him the truth. Why Krishna will not teach truth to his child who wants to know the truth? Definitely, Supreme Father will be very eager to teach him. Yesham satata yuktana bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So Krishna personally teaches the truth to the people who are engaged in the devotion service. For those who are not qualified, Naham Prakash Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. Krishna is hidden from such people and they are not able to know. Okay? So mundane inquiry, when it is over, or marketplace of sense gratification, those people are above that. They can know about Krishna consciousness. Okay? People who are busy with the mundane inquiries that fill the newspaper. What are the newspaper filled of? Because Sri Shudra Vijabandhu, I'm telling you these words. There's only their discussion for these people. Therefore, Mahabharata was written. They are mostly lost in the mundane topics. So, narration of Mahabharata has some semblance about material topics. Actually, it's a transcendental literature, but it doesn't have much focus on the Lord. That's why Bhagavatam is superior. After Mahabharata, Krishna is mentioned here, but there is no focus and the glorification like in Bhagavatam. Here and there, Krishna will come again and again. There will be prayers will be there coming to the Lord also, but not so much focus and glorification. So, real purpose of Vedanta Sutra is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is a commentary of Vedanta. Bhashyanam Brahma Sutranam. That is Bhagavatam. Bhashya on the Brahma Sutras. But people are interested in the philanthropic and altruistic work who miss body as a self. If they are in that, they can start in Mahabharata, they will get something about it. But in Kali Yuga, there is no time all that. Directly come chant Hare Krishna and come to the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. But actually, most beautiful thing in Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, and our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has focused on these two books, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva had no interest in writing a history of mundane activity other than to give less intelligent people a chance for trans-realization through Bhagavad. His whole Mahabharata is important because Gita is there. So that among all the narrations, finally, he hears Bhagavad Gita. Climax is created. Mahabharata war is to happen. All people are ready, and now Gita starts. So that's a diamond in Mahabharata. Whether it in Mahabharata indicate, Prabhupada says, looks like he has heard Mahabharata from his father, Vyasadeva was the real father. And he was touring the places of Israel. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Krishna
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So you are all there. Try to push the registration. Alone I cannot do. I'll try my best. You also try. We will try to today send to all the groups the links, please. There is a 3 days of hard work needed, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hare Krishna. We are only 1/3 of what we generally are. So a lot of work is there. Okay? Hare Krishna. Pancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhi